Bonjour, good afternoon, good morning, and good evening. How is everybody doing? We'll go for some little lo-fi beats as we move away from the epic music. Wow, there's a lot of messages tonight. Everyone's dialed in, lock the fuck in for Bitcoin all-time highs. It's what we love to see. It's what we love to see. I mean, we don't love to see that, right? We don't love to see a breakout above the highs and then come back into it. But we'll take it. Good evening. There are too many people to say good evening to tonight, so I will just say good evening to all of you. I hope you are well. This stream is brought to you by the wonderful people at DSYNC. We'll cover that chart a little bit later. And of course, happy all-time high days. Absolutely fucking wild that Bitcoin is nearly $94,000. Absolutely fucking wild. I mean, always believed they would hit 100k, sort of minimum. We are, within an ant stick of it, to be honest. Just came here for the YouTube ads. Perfect. I mean, I hate to disappoint you, but I've made it. I've purchased YouTube Premium. That's it. You can tell it's a bull market. There's no ads. I've been flicking through YouTube videos, actually, seamlessly. And I can thoroughly recommend the experience. When facecam? Never, my friend. You don't want to see that, right? You probably hate yourself enough for missing out on the bull market gains so far that seeing my face would just make you feel even more inadequate as a person. So, we'll save that. Maybe retirement docs, right? But yeah, let's chat. Let's chat about stuff. Let's chat about markets. How's everyone feeling? Bullish, bearish, somewhere in between? We getting tired of all the shit coins flying around? Struggling to keep up? Wondering how we jump on board the next leg of the bull run? Bitcoin 94k, no YouTube ads, is the best day of our lives. And mine, brother. Once you go premium, there's no going back. I know. I feel like I'm living the high life now. Eating my ramen noodles and my beans. BERTish. Yes, we love the BERT, man. Honestly. Kobe talking about cat memes? Well, he's got that wrong, hasn't he? It's not about cats, it's about dogs. Man's best friend, dog. It's not a cat, is it? Bitcoin on high, the best medicine, yeah. Yeah, so I mean, there's loads of things to talk about, right? There's almost too much to talk about. Like last stream, we went on for 2 hours, I think. Like, genuinely. This stream, I want to try and keep it a little bit cleaner. A little bit more succinct, but we'll see. It's good to see that the spot buy of Peanut is absolutely fucking flying. We've got some memes flying as well, which no doubt will affect my wonderful Pomeranian friend, Bert, which no doubt anyone following me has seen me chill the shit out of. But we will see. Am I scared about insider trading? What do you mean? No. Hey, Bert Brothers, what up? Hey, Crypto George, man. How are you? It's been a while since we caught up. My wife hates the fact Fartcoin keeps going up. My wife loves the fact that all the coins go up because it gives her a reason to spend money and not have me complain about it like the tight-fisted accountant bastard that I am. Good evening. Right, so where are we at? Let me talk about my positioning, right? I've been spot Bitcoin for bloody ages. Like, I publicly bought a ton around 69k or something, like somewhere down here, right? Basically my entire Bybit account is Bitcoin, all around like this area, maybe some in here as well. For me, like, fading the break was like the stupidest thing ever. Do you know what I mean? Like, huge consolidation. It was kind of going to pop up eventually. We talked about it stream after stream after stream. And, lo and behold, I'm still holding my Bitcoin, not necessarily for that magic 100k level, right? Just because there's kind of no reason to sell at the moment. Not in terms of, like, high time frame trend, right? I took a little bit off up here. Where was it? Somewhere in here. Purely because there were loads of divs forming, and I thought, you know what? Excuse me, might have a little bit of coughing tonight. Still not quite over my chest infection. I sold a little bit off in here, like literally 10%, just to psychologically treat myself. It sounds really weird, but the one thing that I struggle with more than anything is holding quite sizable positions for long periods of time, right? Especially if it's not like a fundamental play, like. So there are fundamental coins that I own that I've bought, 1 or 2% of or some shit, and I'm just gonna leave, right? If they go to 100 million market cap, happy days. If they go to 0, who gives a fuck? I can justify it on the basis of big fundamental reasons, whereas Bitcoin, I've already got that bag. Like, I've had that bag for whatever it is now, 7 years. That I wanted to sell at 100k originally, and I'm sure, I mean, looking at this chart, it seems very likely that I'll actually get the chance to do it. But in terms of like this specific trade, which is just, it's just one trade, it's just one rotation, one attempt to try and, get a bit of volatility out of the market and ride the trend to the upside. Like, the big reason that I kind of sold, even just a little bit, just to keep me a little bit sane, so that if it drops massively and I end up going, oh shit, I wish I sold up here, like, at least I've sold a little bit, right? And do I miss the 10% position that I have up here? No. If I pay myself just little bits at little points in time, then psychologically I find it much, much easier. That's just a random tidbit for you all, just to say that, just because I've been here for however many years, it doesn't mean I hold full positions all the time. It doesn't mean I play things perfectly. It doesn't mean, I don't have my own psychological kind of limits, I guess. And knowing yourself, I think, and knowing those limits, and being able to kind of reward yourself or manage size and risk so that you're happy within those limits, I think is a big part of the game, or a big part of surviving the game for so long. Share the chart. Pause at all-time high, but I still feel like I'm massively underperforming. Doge Michael, I think that is probably the sentiment of almost like everybody in the chat. Who in the chat, right, feels like they are underperforming the market right now? Just type Y. Just type Y if you feel like you're underperforming the market. Or N if you think you're massively outperforming it. See, look at the Ys, man. Outperforming with Mingo, Brett. I love your attitude, Octave. I assume you meant BERT, but yeah. Buy some BERT, you'll feel great. Yeah, pump my bags, obviously. Not financial advice, dial, etc. Underperformed all cycle till recently. ETH holders, it's your time. Yeah, we've got a load of ETH holders in the chat, boys and girls. Everyone who said why is clearly holding ETH. Apologies. I can't keep this cough at bay. Alright, sorry, yeah, I can't seem to kick it. I think the point of me doing that little exercise with you is that I don't think anyone actually feels like they're outperforming this market, right? The market is, or not necessarily the market, but the way the social construct is that Twitter is telling you constantly that you're shit, you've underperformed, you're not as good as me. Like, I do it, right? I fucking tweet a coin that went up 50%. I'm like, ooh, you went up 50%, boys and girls. Suck my dick. I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread. I didn't tell you about the other coin that went down 30% in my portfolio, right? Like, so you've got this false impression of all these people, and it's just social media, right? It's just garnering attention, all that kind of stuff. But I want you to kind of just try and think objectively, and I'm going to teach you how to do it quite quickly, because the real thing that I do and how I balance myself and my metric is if I look at the total market cap, right? And let's say I started the year, and I do this on a yearly basis, by the way. So total crypto market cap at the start of the year, right? 1st of January. Let's call it a 2x. Right? Total crypto market cap has gone up 2x. Have I outperformed that? Has my portfolio, has my investments, has my trading account, has all of it gone up by more than 2x? If it has, then I outperformed the market. And that's all I need to know. That's your benchmark. It's not some fucking idiot on Twitter who slung $100 into a shitcoin and turned it into $1 million in 6 weeks, right? That's not your benchmark at all. It's this, and it's UVU, right? And if you're happy with your gains, and it's actually 50%, but it's 50% on a decent number to you, then be happy with it. But yeah. All you need to do is look at the pump fund stats. And people are taking L's. Yeah, exactly. Like, people are taking L after L after L. Man, Peanut is ripping. But, yeah, I just kind of wanted to sort of say to people, just be fucking kind to yourself, right? And when people say about alt season and stuff, like, it's been like pretty fucking good conditions lately. Like, if you look at this, like, this is good. Good runs today. Algo, I don't know why Algo's so strong. But yeah, let's talk about Bitcoin, right? What do I want to see on Bitcoin? Like, how would I jump in on this? It's like, it's really difficult for me to jump in on this now, right? I've been fully allocated for fucking ages. Like I said, I'm targeting well into the hundreds. Like, I will sell some of my spot Bitcoin at 100 because that's just the kind of gold plan I've had. Like, I'll probably end up selling it around 98, to be honest, assuming we get there. Like, playing this right now, like, it's just so difficult. I think as I started the week, I started talking about just these two simple levels, and all you want to see is reclaims of said levels or play breakouts at the highs. I played a breakout, where were we? Monday. Well, I played this breakout here and it failed. I played this here and then I got stopped on this wick, and then that was it, just from a perp perspective. Like, I didn't have a very good day yesterday trading. I went 1 for 5 in my trades yesterday. So even in like quote unquote bull market conditions, I still took a few losses. We'll look at Sol, we'll look at BERT, we'll look at loads of other things. Dino coins pumping means retail back, yeah. Alt season's always around up or down, yeah, that's true. But like for me, like the next trade doesn't look like Bitcoin, right? Like, not for me anyway. Like, I've been allocated to it for a while. Anyone on stream just probably should have been and knows my thought process around that. The next trades for me have actually been this. So FWOG, which is fun to say. I took a short up here somewhere and I posted it on the timeline. And whenever I post a P&L on the timeline, it's usually that classic time to close. So I've rebought long, and I've got a spot bag of FWOG at the moment, and I'm just targeting like the next rotation on FWOG. So, you know, taking this kind of, if I just take all this stuff off, you know, clearly it's in a downtrend, right? But at some point you kind of have to speculate, and at this point here, after a pretty nasty capitulation wick, while all my friends were complaining about how down they are on this coin, I thought, yeah, feels a bit bottomy, so we'll buy some. How long does news affect markets like sailor bidding? How long should I stop trading before and after assuming a system that doesn't rely on news? I don't know, because I'm not a news trader, to be honest. I don't think the news is sailor bidding that you know, changes things. I think it's the fact that he's actually trading in the Coinbase books and smashing in massive buys, and then creates a premium. But you know, you can tell when he's doing it if you're a order flow nerd and watching the tape. The 3 hours in a row yesterday. Bull markets are easy, right? Yeah, I mean, I took. I don't know if I took 3, and yeah, I must have taken 3. I think I took 2 losses, then a win, then 2 losses. But either way, I got 4 losses and 1 win. So it was a crap day for me yesterday. And you know, even in bull market days, I finished with a lower account balance than when I started. Right? Oh my god, paid group leader saying that. So, do you know what I mean? Like, it's so fucking what? Like, that was of intraday trades. Like, I closed this trade for a profit. I bought this. Now in profit. Last night, I put... Where is it? Where is this little squirrely fucker? Don't tell me I've moved it. Put this in the group. And as we can see... some fucks just sold it. Oh well. You know, highest beta meme in terms of this rotation. So, you know, we're going to play Peanut again, and try it and swing it for a nice rotation. So I bought spot. I bought spot peanut last night before I went to bed, and chucked a stop down here somewhere, and playing it for essentially another rotation. So, you know, we can kind of all sit there and beat ourselves up for the last trades. I took 4 losses in a fucking day. Or we can go out and get the next trades and just, you know, literally, I woke up this morning, not stopped out, and it was up here, and everyone was like, oh my god, how did you know? And the answer is, I didn't know. I just had a good suspicion that actually dead squirrel meta is not over. And, you know, reasonably, Binance are not gonna chuck something on there, pump the shit out of it. Oh, sorry, you know, that was the Bybit chucked it on there, and then it got listed on Binance and pumped the shit out of it, and then let it die. It's probably like, if you were Binance, right, you're gonna want people to think that this is the ultimate haven for pumps, because then people will come there and then people will trade on it, and then your reputation flies. Everyone wants to work with you. Yeah, flywheel, right? So why are they gonna let this just die? Like, shitty fucking market structure in terms of like the classic altcoin bouncing ball, right? This little doodle down here, and then, you know, you compress it, and then you just run it, break the trend line, retest the trend line, kind of off you go. And, you know, a lot of people ask me, like, am I taking profit here? I was like, absolutely fucking not. Like, in bull markets, you don't get the perfect kind of sell-off and retest. If I did, right, if I did on this setup, I'd still take it again. Like, if I got that, I'd take the trade twice. I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that I see with people that have, you know, high conviction in a coin and a meta still being semi in play. You know, it takes one mention of like Trump or Elon or someone saying about fucking peanut, and then, you know, bang, there's another like 20% candle, particularly while it's like in play like now. So yeah, I think you know, this particular setup pretty good in general. Like this here, it's not as good as the other ones that we talked about on stream last week in terms of reclaims, breakouts, etc. But it is good, especially if you can combine it with a narrative. What else have we got? What else have we got? We'll do some other coin requests in a bit. I want to talk about Bitcoin, which is, you know, I think it's very hard to jump on board. Not in, meh, probably fucked it. If it comes back inside the range and then just chops around a bit, I think that's going to be a pretty brutal deviation. We probably get that. We probably get that like pullback on alts that a lot of people have been waiting for and then won't bid. So I'm kind of watching this with bated breath. In terms of Solana, I talked about Solana a lot, right? For me, Solana like hasn't really started the big kind of Sol run in terms of Sol v BTC. Like, I think it literally comes into its own, and this is the like euphoric last leg of Sol when it starts really ripping, right? It's still in this range. We're in an uptrend in terms of the higher lows, like consistently higher lows, but it's really not done huge amounts, yeah? Like, Sol USDT, great. Huge range, broken out, nice chance for a compound, and now we're just grinding up towards all-time highs. I think when we break all-time highs, you know, Sol runs, maybe comes back and gives you a retest, in which case that's your opportunity to add again or take a fresh position, because typically we see this, you know, strong move, do that, form an all-time high, break, come back, chop around a bit, and then run again. And that's, you know, that's the point at which you add. I think Fred bottom, no. Meme coins being my best say bag. Sleeping with thing will follow Sui, but nothing. Right, I'm going to do a shameless shill. Like and subscribe to the stream if you haven't, because it gives me dopamine, it helps some form of numbers and some kind of bullshit. I also want to hit 5k subs this bull run, so you help me, I help you. Deal. So alright, let's do BERT. Like, I've been chilling BERT a lot. And the reason I've been chilling BERT a lot is because I've got a massive fucking bag of it, obviously. Duh. But don't worry, I'm not going to dump it on your heads. Not until it goes to like $1. Like, for me, it's just a really... Let's go. I haven't really got much to chart. Ow. Not ideal. For me, it just hasn't got anything kind of to complain about in terms of, like, I did feel really bad the other day after I was like showing the shit out of it, and then it went minus 90%. But I think it went 100x in a day, didn't it? Right? And bearing in mind this isn't like the full chart history. And what happened was people just started taking profit, which caused more people to take profit, which then caused more people to take profit, right? So you had this huge sell-off, like literally this, you know, minus 92% in a day. And that's absolutely wild. I don't think I've seen a coin do that and then literally recover and bounce back, right? And then basically plop in a 10x recovery and almost come back to the highs that it came from. Like, it's just wild. That volatility is wild. And don't get me wrong, I checked my phone at this point and I felt like a right cunt. And then a lot of people DM me with fucking rage and yada yada yada. And I'll always say the same thing, right? This is always for educational purposes, not financial advice. If you're taking advice from an anonymous internet cartoon character, you're pretty fucking stupid, right? You can listen to the reasons, listen to the rationale, listen to why I'm doing what I'm doing. But at the end of the day, everybody goes and chooses what they're going to buy, what they're going to sell, right? If I said to you, wire me your entire bank account, you wouldn't do it, would you? No. Like, I think there's a lot of lack of accountability some people have in this space, and those kind of people just don't end up making it, right? Hardest thing you can do in this space, and with trading generally, is just be honest with yourself, you know, knowing what you're good at and knowing what you're bad at. Grass looks good. Doge ready for second leg? Yeah, probably. But yeah, I mean, like, if you haven't got a bag of BERT, like, fine. Like, don't care, right? Absolutely fine. Do whatever you want. Like, it's your money. It's your financial future. For me, I'm bullish on BERT because I think it's a famous dog. Dog coins are the play. It's 100 million market cap, or whatever it is now, 120 mil. Like, it's got a lot of people supporting it. I think the owner of the dog is quite well connected. CZ interacted with the account the other day. It's kind of following the same pattern as like Peanut and Nero. And, you know, my speculation is that it does well. So that's my risk. It's my reward, or it's my loss. But either way, I want to ride this to hopefully 1 billion. That's kind of where I'll start selling. Can I do Peanut level 3 billion? I mean, anything can, right? So we've had all these AI memes pop up out of nowhere. We've had all, you know, various different things just appear in various different guises. We've got what, Cerebro. We've got all sorts of shite that's just come out in the last few days, like the whole, was it DSYNC meta? All this stuff, you know, it's all new. Like, this industry runs so fast, and all it takes is one or two strange interactions or rumors or whatever, and suddenly, you know, bang, you've got a 50, 100, 200% candle, right? Depending on what time frame you're looking at. So I'm bullish. I'm not dumping yet. I will dump eventually. My intention is to sell this for much higher, right? That's why we trade. We buy coins at a low price, we sell them at a high one, and then we rinse and repeat. So, yeah. But that's it. Like, I genuinely think it's a pretty decent RR bet. That's why I'm tweeting about it all the fucking time. Oh god, why is Daddy pumping of all pieces of shit? Yeah, let's look at some other coins. So ETH, Gigacuck, ETH. I mean, we've had a few really interesting candles on ETH. I like this one. I genuinely thought that this would be the kind of breakout and we'd start running on ETH. I didn't play it, but yeah, ETH just seems to be gigacucked, right? ETH BTC just literally down only, and maybe this is the scam of the cycle in terms of it's never come back. The stream is more like a therapy session than an actual stream. Feeling relaxed, thumbs up, bro. I mean, is it what you need, or what do you want me to do to like shill shitcoins at you constantly, or I don't know. I guess it is a therapy session in some form, right? Because I try and tailor it to what I think the market needs. Like, I can just blindly give you setups that I think will work, but the reality is that the thought process is probably more important than it. Therapy, we need therapy. Do you think PEPE will break out? We'll come on to PEPE and stuff. Yeah, ETH is basically a complete little bitch. But from a high time frame perspective, you know, we flip this level, flip the ski level at 2.8. If we get a chance to rebid it, you know, down here, I will be buying a ton with a stop somewhere under here, right? But I don't think we want to see that. I actually think the trade that we want is this. I think it's longing above this pivot here, because we've essentially got the same setup, just on a smaller, lower time frame down here. But ETH isn't strong. So, you know, there's so many people that spend so much mental energy trying to long ETH and play ETH, when you could just expend that same amount of energy, long something like Peanut, like I did yesterday, and get a week or a month's worth of an ETH cycle in a day, right? That's the fucking reality of it. Like, start of ETH down here, 6%, 6%, 7% if you're being generous. Peanut, 13% the highs. Now, I'm not saying you're going to bottom and top ticket, but you're not going to bottom and top ticket on ETH either, so, you know, it's a reasonable like-for-like comparison. So yeah, I just ignore ETH until something changes dramatically. Is the honest truth. And your Peanut looking Charlie. Did you buy a bag of Peanut as well, or did you just playing on a rotational basis? Over. So crime you ain't at 5k, sir? Ah, thank you, my brother. You can tell your friends, your family, your nan, all that stuff. Where'd you buy and sell these memes? What do you use? It depends. So like Peanut you can buy on exchanges, or you can buy on chain. Just alongside no spot. No, okay, nice. Some on-chain memes, like BERT, for example, we just buy on-chain. You can buy a Mexi and stuff like that, but I'd rather just have it in my wallet, to be honest, although all mine's on D.O.G.E. Let's go through some other coins. So we got PEPE in the chat. I mean, for me, PEPE, like this is one of the trades that I lost yesterday. I was actually long something like this, but I was a lot more aggressive with it. So I was trying to catch the next leg, the next rotation, and it was actually on real nice relative strength. I'll just tell you all this. It was on real nice relative strength coming out of this, and then it just died. There was just nothing, right? And for me, like, there's just no point me trying to long this and buy this here. Like, I get it. It's a pretty reasonable setup in terms of reclaim, right? Something like this, and then you just buy it, you hold it, and off we go, kind of next leg. But it's just hugging BTC. Or it was hugging BTC. Ah, I suppose now it's not too bad. Okay, I've changed my mind on that one. You know, I can try the same setup here, but I'd rather try and play a breakout up here, right? Because what we've actually got, and I'll explain this with like the volume, or sorry, visible range, visible profile. If I delete all of this, firstly that's point of control, so that's actually really helped me explain it. But the market has said that the value of PEPE is somewhere in between here, right? And until that changes dramatically, like, I'm just not that interested in it. If it flips the point of control, Okay, that's kind of a good bit of confluence to get long. But really, I'd rather try and play something up here as a breakout trade. Because I don't really know why PEPE would outperform pretty much anything. Like, the two major coins that are strong narratives at the moment are obviously BONK, you know, BONK guy and all that stuff, but the point around like low unit cost base, like people saying that, oh, if this goes to $1, I'm rich, like all of that stuff, great, much better than any narrative that PEPE has, I think. And yeah, I really just don't see it being as strong, even like Peanut and stuff like that. Like, I think that's better. And when you're getting outperformed by DOGE, which is more liquid and has, you know, better general awareness in terms of Elon pumping and stuff like that. So again, this was kind of a short thought process around Parabola. I didn't actually take that trade, sadly, because it would have really fucked people off on Twitter. So it would have been a nice trade to take. But equally, if you zoom out, right, real nice invalidation in terms of you're shorting a downtrend and then you're not. But yeah, looks quite similar to PEPE, but if you see, like, much stronger in terms of this breakout and then this rotation to the upside. You know, DOGE has just got a lot more going for it than PEPE. So yeah, sorry VSS mate, just bodied your coin. Grass liftoff, gave it at the beginning of the stream. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? I mean, yeah, it looks nice. Pretty much cucked the downtrend, but you're reclaiming some decent trend levels. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. I don't really know enough about grass. Don't really know what it does. I missed out that whole rally. If you want some grass action, better ask Doc. What about Vanry? I haven't really dabbled with Vanry yet. I did check it the other day. Try and find the coin. There you go. That's the one, isn't it? With the actual. I mean, it's a decent reaction off the lows, pretty much like everything else. You know, with these kind of coins, I like the kind of strong sell-off into like rounded bottoms, but there's just no strength just yet. That's the kind of problem for me, is that we're just consolidating here, whilst, you know, memes are just generally better. How do you choose between logging spot and perps? What's your thought process? Depends how much I want to fuck around with it. So, for example, if I see an unrealized P&L of like $5, because obviously I only trade with like 100, I might be tempted to close it. Whereas if I just know that I've got some spot, whatever, and I've entered here, I've got to stop there, and my target's up here, and I've got maybe a couple of limits along the way, I can just let that play out, and I don't see it. I don't see this massive unrealized P&L of $5. I don't have to micromanage it. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to do anything with it. I just leave it and forget about it. Then I concentrate on my intraday plays. I do some research into some low caps, or, you know, new narratives, or new projects, or whatever, or just shitpost on Twitter, or just shut the shit out. But you know, that's kind of my thought process there. What does the fact that we broke here, record some height here, change where we would expect a Bitcoin dip to go down? So I'm not really one of these people that does all these wonderful fractals and goes, okay, well, we've lost this, so we're gonna go down to here, right? I kind of just try and read the market as it is, and my thought process for pullbacks in general on Bitcoin has always kind of been, if we come down and do something like this, right, and we start taking the liquidity down here, then that's going to be really difficult to justify that this wasn't just distribution, and that this is, you know, anything more than like the end. So yeah, if we did come down somewhere like here, you would need a really fast reaction, I think, to get me excited about like next leg of the market. But it's not like I can't see us going down that far, right? Because the market can do whatever the fuck it likes. If we bosh some missiles off to Russia tomorrow, I can assure you the market will react accordingly. I think, you know, assuming that we don't really break the high here, which we've obviously done, but I mean break it convincingly and start trending, which it doesn't look like we're doing, to be honest. It looks pretty weak. You know, you could probably try an aggressive hedge in here with a stop under there and play down to at least here, if not maybe even the lows down here. But if we're bullish, which, you know, clearly we have been for a long time, I don't really want to start seeing us do big corrective market structure moves, right? It would be absolutely amazing in terms of like if we came back down to like here, in terms of buying altcoins. Absolutely amazing. Because my assumption is still that we are trending up and to the right, and that we are in a bull market, right? And we are in a bull market until further notice, essentially. And for now, I think it just remains plus EV to stay long. Even if we end up doing something like this, a bit choppy, right? And then we go. It's only a couple of days, but it feels like we've been ranging forever, right? But it's actually been, you know, not even 2 weeks, really. What do you think about NML, No Man's Land? That sounds like a low cap shitcoin, my friend. DGen looks bottomed. I think that this is the thing that I'm finding really, like, off-putting at the moment in general. Is that there's so many fucking tokens. So many. It is absolutely wild to think. Yeah, we've obviously talked about Myra before in the context of, you know, coming down then going up in terms of that rounded bottom structure. But it's difficult because the beta on this one isn't just not as good as BONK, Peanut, DOGE, even PEPE, WIF, MOG, all of it. It's just not as good, sadly. It is what is people are retarded and choose memes over good projects. You should be NPC and join them. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't necessarily matter what you think is good and what you think is going to work, is what you think the market is actually going to be the most responsive to. Because, you know, I'm bullish on utility plays. I've bought utility plays recently. I've got various utility plays. You know, I've invested into various different projects, done various different things in terms of like accumulating bits of projects to essentially, you know, grab a bit of supply and see what see what's going on. But the market is telling me in no uncertain terms that, you know, it's a meme market. And I can keep fading it, right? I can keep fading it all I want. But memes, massively outperforming everything. And Solico is only up there because POPCAT and stuff's in the Solico. Yeah, there is the odd project like OM in terms of like DeFi that's absolutely ripping. But even like AI, which, you know, I thought would do really well, and most of AI is being outperformed by well, all of it's now being outperformed by BTC. How high is my leverage? So I'm sure you've heard me say this before, but it's not about leverage, it's about position size. So if I've got a $10,000 balance and I'm using 10x leverage, then that's the same as me having a $100,000 position size. Now, it's not quite the same because you have to have margin maintenance and stuff like that, but let's just suppose for a second it is. that's all it's really about, is your position size, how you size into positions, and then the other side of that is how you manage your exchange risk. As in, instead of having $100,000 on an exchange, I can have $10,000 on the exchange, and then if that exchange goes down, I've lost $10,000 as opposed to $100,000. So, yeah, thinking about all that is kind of part of the process. But my average leverage, like on alts, will be 10x, but my position size will be my standard position size. Does that make sense? What about BLOB? Yeah, I've still got a big bag of BLOB. I think it's just early on BLOB. Like, I know that's like a classic influencer thing, right? Oh, it's early. Like, yeah. Is it? You're not just trying to show your bags? Well, of course I am. Do you know what I mean? Like, why would I not be trying to show my bag? Like, I wouldn't fucking buy it if I didn't think it was good. Let's find the chart. Get the chart. You know, it's a low cap. I'm basically break even on this, so I piled in around here somewhere. My average buys are like 2 something or other, and in my head, like this was like the accumulation, right? First leg up, pull back, hopefully a bit of accumulation, and then go again. Like, that's all I want to see on BLOB. Like, again, I'm not telling anyone to buy it. It's like pure Solana gamble. But it came to me through a friend who was very early with FWOG and stuff like that. So, yeah. Take a look at say something. Yes. So, say. What do I want to say about say? I mean, a high time frame pivot perspective, genuinely really nice. You know, in terms of this pullback, if you want a bag of say for whatever fundamental reasons, like, you've got such an easy trade in terms of like this candle is essentially the kind of initiation of this trend. You don't want it to close underneath this 0.49 area at all. And you know, you could even be a bit more aggressive and do that, but I'd be managing a lot like this, and just assuming that this is the breakout. It is a really nice chart structurally, just one of the slower ones. Have you been able to use stablecoins to pay anything in the UK? Wonder why they can't use them to transact. No, I've not. I just cash it out to GBP to the bank. What are the most promising setups you see right now? To be honest with you, right at this moment, I've got enough exposure, like in terms of if the market goes up. Yeah. So usually I come to these streams and we go over different things and we go, okay, well, here's a new setup, here's a fresh one, blah blah blah. But like yesterday, I jumped into Peanut, as I talked about at the start of the stream. Where did I put that? I should have dragged it up, really. I thought I did, but evidently not. Yeah, we talked about this. Like, so far so good, right? Not really much in terms of divs or anything like that. No real reason to exit just yet. Hoping that we can just keep going in some sort of parabolic run. So yeah, it's like, because I'm in position, it makes this a little bit awkward. Like, I don't want to just dive into a load of new stuff. And equally, if Bitcoin comes back down, as it looks like it's doing, and kind of comes back into the range, then it likely everyone will get fucking panicked by that, right? And it's the classic, come sweep the highs, fuck around for a little bit, scare everyone out of their positions, maybe chop them up a bit, and then maybe go again, right? But shake them out of their altcoins, whilst everyone's celebrating the all-time highs. Happens all the fucking time, doesn't it? You in the UK, what broker platform do you use? So you can use Woo, you can use ByBit, I believe. Question mark. Top 3 utility plays. Oh, it's so difficult because I've actually got so many utility plays. I don't think I've necessarily got like top 3. I've got a lot of utility plays for a lot of different reasons, right? And it's hard to kind of say what's my top 1. And it's not necessarily utility, right? So I'll go through some of the promising plays that I think. So this one, SBR, Strategic Bitcoin Reserve, I think this just, yeah, there you go. I think this just runs because of what it is, right? Because of the title, because nation states have been talking about it, blah, blah, blah. I think that's reasonably self-explanatory. I think the more press it gets, the more this coin pumps. So it's basically an attention-based bet, yeah? So the more attention this coin gets, the higher the price will be. That's all it is. Leica is one that I didn't participate in any kind of pre-sale or anything like that. Where is it? Let's get the right one. This one, which is it this one? Looks about right. That's Leica worth. Let me just check the old contract, Addy. Make sure I'm not shilling you. Maybe it's on. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, okay. Yeah, 5.1 million volume, that's the better one. Yeah, so I tweeted this the other day and said I bought some. It's a Doge layer 2 narrative. I think if Doge jumps in pretty solid, then and starts running, which, you know, we can see that it is, yeah. Where is it? Yeah, you can see this doing pretty well. Here, Doge, gosh. Then I think we see a rotation into it. It's got a pretty low circulating supply in terms of. I think that the total supply is actually wrong. I think it's much bigger than that. But yeah, I think this runs. I think a couple of projects on it runs pretty hard. My like super gamble low gap is this one. And it's illiquid as fuck, so not financial advice, do your own research, etc. Is this Sage Market? I think when we have the kind of whole like full-on AI run, I think this will run pretty hard, and it's essentially a marketplace for like agents, so you can combine lots of them together to like create, say, like create a video of Bitcoin Charlie's top 5 trades with epic music. And it will go off and kind of do that. And it's a marketplace to facilitate all those agents kind of talking to each other and coming out with a very specialized kind of output. I've explained it really badly, but I've bought a lot of this, so I'm quite heavily invested. So, yeah, take it with a pinch of salt, but my money's where my mouth is type thing. So what else? Do you know this Fred? Yeah, I know Fred very well. If you check the chain, I owned an awful lot of it way back here, and I sold a fair bit into this pump here. And then obviously it absolutely fucking ripped, which is wonderful. Definitely don't hate my life for selling like up here, and like I longed a ton in here. So I bought back a metric ton in this little consolidation here. But I definitely sold a fair bit before it went 28x or whatever. I was long. I think I tweeted about it as well. Certainly put it in the Barragan group, which was buying essentially all in this meme little triangle before it then absolutely ripped. And then obviously Peanut got listed on Binance and Fred just went mental with it. Hey Charlie, thanks for doing this. Thought on BERT still. I'm still just bullish BERT, mate. Like I don't like. For me, BERT's either gonna go. So let me just like put BERT to bed, right? BERT either goes to $1 or it goes down a lot, right? and I'm not really interested in anything else. Like, the fact that we survived this dip here, like anything comes even close to that, right? That's gonna be, I think people would have had enough. But I can't kind of see it happening. Not to say it won't, obviously. People do what the fuck they like to their coins and all that shit. But 22 million volume, that liquidity has to be wrong. Can't be 29 mil liquidity. But it's just, I don't know, man. Something feels like it's brewing here. I don't know if it's just because I've got a fat bag and I'm massively biased. I don't know if it's because I've genuinely swallowed the fucking Kool-Aid on this one. You know, and I'm now the classic cult member that people preach and warn about. But I don't see a reason to be bearish on a meme coin that has a genuinely famous dog in it. And, you know, is doing huge volumes. And has a fair bit of mind share. I think when it starts breaking out of this as well, like, I genuinely just think I'll wake up one day and it'll just have just done this, right? But yeah, I don't want to sell anything until like at least $1. And I'll be fanatical about that, and even if it does this, right, I'll just still fucking hold. Don't care. But that's my risk. What's on Goku memes? Yeah. I'm not a fan of like all that Goku and Dragon Ball Z and all the weeb stuff, right? Charlie, will you please explain if you can put a deck screener meme in TradingView? CSE do it all the time. I think they probably just copy and paste this, mate. That's probably all they do. How do you trade when you get caught? How do you trade when you caught a very good price? And if it goes into discovery, I bought main at 500k. It's one of the hardest things to do, in my opinion, mate. So, like, so you bought this. So firstly, nice catch. So you bought it down here somewhere. Lovely. Right, so you're currently sat. At a nice 4x. Perfect. So when you start looking at this, right, and maybe it'll help you kind of understand the journey I went on with Fred. So with Fred, it basically did like this, yeah? So it was like nothing. I aped a bit, and then the whole peanut thing came out and it went bang, and it was like instant, like 100x overnight. It came down here and I started like selling down here, and I was like, yeah, fuck this, do you know what I mean? Like this whole Fred meta, like it's just part of this bullshit. There's one story in the news, you know, it's done overnight. It was a big thing, but it's probably not going to come back. And, you know, it started dying, minus 90%. Ah, fuck me, I'm right. Yeah, what a fucking legend. I absolutely nailed this. Sold the top, sold a ton of it. Kept a bit in round trip some, but fine, you know. Did basically a 100 and something X in a day. Fucking wild. What a performance. Fast forward it a few weeks, and it's, you know, up in the millions. Like, it's up in the hundreds of millions. Now, you've got this constant struggle with these kind of charts and these kind of low caps. You know, is main character, is that going to be the main character? Is that going to start, you know, is that going to stay in play for a long time? Is it just a pump and dump thing? Is it a good meta, good narrative? Is there a strong community? Like, don't know. Like, I suspect that if you put like $1,000 or $5,000 or something into it, then, you know, it might be a reasonable amount of money to you, and you might want to just take some off the table and actually bank a win. But finding the balance between trading and holding is incredibly difficult, and even after all these years, I don't think I've got it right, ever. Because I will hold things for too long, I will hold things for not long enough, I will sell things too early, I will sell things too late. There is no perfect system for it. I think what I tend to do to manage me and my mentality, as I started talking about at the start of the stream, is if I get like a 5x or a 10x, I'll just take my initial out. Because then it's a free bag, and when I free up the bag, I free up the mind share that bag has on me, and once it's gone, and I'm happy with it, and it's out, and it's risk-free, I can let this run, right? I can let this run as kind of far as I want. But a lot of people get caught up in trying to trade these low cap shitters, right? If you genuinely think this is going to be the next greatest cult since the start of mankind, I would advise you. Well, actually, I wouldn't advise you anything because this is not financial advice. Blah blah blah. But my process would be smack your initial out, because you never. If it runs to 100 million, you're not going to care that you didn't have that 20%, right? You're going to be elated at the fact that you just done like basically 100x or something, or 200x. I just smash out some sell orders in JUP and just go like, where am I taking some profits, and then just fucking walk away. Go find the next one. Go be productive. Go get a fucking job. Go do some stuff. Go record some videos. Go play some video games. Go see your family. Go do whatever you need to do, right? Just distract yourself. Don't worry about it. You're either right and you're right with conviction and you're going to be rewarded, or you're wrong and you've lost nothing. That's kind of how I see it anyway. I put it on BERT, it got you YouTube Premium. Well, it didn't actually. So I'm like, 6 figures down on BERT technically. Because it's all unrealized. Nero? Question mark. Can you talk about how you scale in and out of trades? Yeah. So scaling into trades, I'm pretty bad at. I try and just do a few clips, and I'm pretty. If you saw my referral fees and my lifetime fees, you'd be pretty upset. Because as soon as I start seeing, like, I don't have time normally, like on rotational plays, to really build over time with a load of limits and like, oh, please come and tag me. Oh, great, right now I'm tagged and fully filled. Let's go. Now, what I'm typically trying to do is actually maybe we'll keep this bit. Fuck it, I'll draw again. What I'm typically trying to do is get on board this bit. So I need to be quite aggressive with like I will mark it in. I'll have a defined clip size, whether it's like $1,000, $5,000, whatever, and I will bosh that in. And I will typically take as much risk as I can early on, and I don't want to take much risk on later. And then when I'm getting out, I will put some limits, generally, just because I want to, one, set my own personal profit expectations, but two, tap out with some efficiency. But even sometimes I just mark it out because I'm impatient in that respect. Watching them take BERT like whales in other meme like Peanut are dipping into BERT. I'm with you, bought 5 million market cap. Well, nice, mate, you got a better entry than me. I basically aped the BERT breakout whenever it was like down here somewhere, like 10 million market cap, basically. When it broke out down here is when I started smashing buys in. Maybe I got some at 5. I think my average buys are just all around here. I think they averaged out about 10. So, even if it does this, and even when it did the other day, I was still up massively. And then I did another set of buys at 50 mil the next day. What about people trying to build a bag of soul? They need to take profits, but where? So for me, Solana is like, it's not inevitable, because you can never say that, right? You can never say that. If we go to war with Russia tomorrow, the market will fucking dump, blah blah blah, right? There's no such thing as certainties in the market. But I'll just say it in the chat, like, how many people think Solana is going to hit all-time high this cycle? Type Y for yes, N for no. So Y. Why? Yes. V says no. So, a lot of people think it will hit new highs. I mean, I think we're a couple of % off it. It's pretty inevitable, right? And I think, like, where do you take profit after an all-time high break? Like, usually it's quite a bit higher than the former all-time high, right? And I never have a good way of setting these. A lot of people use like Fibonacci extensions, start doing all this kind of bullshit, right? And go like, oh, well, it's at the 412 and the 0.5 and this, that, and the other. Like, fucking whatever. That's not how I do it. Like, I can't bring myself to do it like that. But it's pretty reasonable to suggest that it's probably going to get another like 40-50% at least from the highs. And so you're probably looking at least $400 like for a Solana. What about the red green? It's 2 days old, 900k lick, about 60 million market cap, 34k holders. That's pretty wild. I guess it's Cabal coin. Bro, this chart is fucking mental. Look at those wicks. Jesus Christ. Would bet your kidney on it? Yeah, exactly. So BTC crash. Maybe if Bitcoin hits 100k. The epilepsy coin. Radium doesn't let you? Yeah, it does. Radium, you can trade it on Radium. But yeah. Oh, sorry, you trade it on Jupiter. It's a Radium pool, isn't it? That it goes through. Yeah, cheers, Andrew Goots. What a ledge. Yeah, talking about macro a little bit, like dollar. It's pretty strong dollar breakout, right? But it's just meandering at the range highs at the moment. I'd love to see it pull back and us get like a full risk on rally. Am I into runes? No. Not at all. Not at all. Yeah, you can't use it for stop losses, unfortunately. Or at least not that I found. CH said, wow, that's one I haven't heard in a while. The only thing that I like about runes, like genuinely, is the puppets. I mean, CHZ's just a fucking dead token, look at it. Like, I used to love what they were building before, but it's just so off meta now. Look at it, just why bother? It's dead, move on. Yeah, it'll probably pump at some point, but I struggle to see how it'll come back. BONK price target, that's a really, really good one. Because probably haven't spent enough time on BONK, and actually we talked about BONK a lot last week. A lot. Because we talked about the fact that it was in this range, and yeah, when it breaks all-time high, like this is similar to the whole Sol thing, right? Break, it's gone up a fair bit. Technically, I suppose the former all-time high was there. So, right, 20% of former highs. Even this though, isn't that nice? Like, look at that little setup there. That. Breach former highs, come back down, chop around a bit, even like fake out, and then run. That behaviour around former all-time high is exactly the setup that I post about on Twitter all the time. All the time. This probably just starts running now. You know, BONK, unbelievably strong as well in terms of this rotation. Like, up there with Peanut and Bizarrely, CRV. Sold by ETH, better for you. What about POPCAT? POPCAT's a nightmare to trade. I've still got like part of a POPCAT long open from like 70 cents or something stupid. Like here. In fact, I should clout post that on Twitter. But this was the example that I was kind of going over of like diagonal breaks. And And just the fact that, like, when you're trading like simple setups like diagonal breaks for rotations, you eventually kind of get cucked by it. But in principle, it's one of the easier kind of ways to look at the markets on something like POPCAT, which is just dicing the shit out of people, right? If you've got relative strength in terms of low time frame spaghetti and POPCAT being strong, then great, go for it. But this is a horrible coin to trade at the moment unless you're good at intraday rotations. Like, do I think it's going to go higher? Yeah, absolutely. Do I think it's going to kind of start a real kind of trend acceleration and maybe hit like Murad's target of $5? I mean, it's only a 2x away. Do you know what I mean? Stranger things have happened. But do I want to be trading this? No, not really. I'll just pile a load of money into a spot bag and just fucking leave it. Look at DOGE. Yeah, that's not done too well, has it? So yeah, pretty big. We talked about it on stream before. We talked about it on stream down here. I'm pretty sure I clout tweeted at the literal Pico top, which sounds about right for Charlie. You know, I think with stuff like this, right? Again, it's all on-chain, very binary risk. So for me, it's like, you know, I'll only ever put in an on-chain bag what I can afford to lose and what I'm happy to lose. Yeah, I don't obviously want to lose. I don't enter any trade with the kind of expectation or want to lose. Christ almighty, I could just give the money to charity or one of my friends or someone. You know, I mean, they'd appreciate that. But like here, reasonable place to play another rotation. And again, like, I don't manage on-chain like this particularly, even though like you would have seen my BERT like long. I don't have a stop on BERT, right? I just put a structured trade on there to go, well, actually, if it dropped whatever level that was, then yeah, I would kind of change my thesis. But this, like, you've got this value over here. Yeah. Dipped into it. It's probably a good place to like grab something if you're bullish on the whole Doge narrative. Like, if you miss this run, like down here, probably a good place to stack some in. I don't know though, not financial advice, up to you. But that's how I would see the chart. Just from the perspective of really, really strong sell-off. And do I think the narrative is dead? No. I think it's kind of the same as SPR, right? Do I think this narrative is dead? No. I just think this is the kind of second leg. So first leg, cool off. Second leg, kind of bigger cool off and bigger chop. And hopefully we get like a third leg a bit more expansive and get somewhere up here. Done a lot of shitcoins tonight. Runes is always a trashy cash grab. Capitalize on meme help. The serious Bitcoin builders are building on tap, but you can actually do DeFi and layer on Bitcoin basically use it like ETH. Yeah. When I trade on Perps, I consider it charity. That's fucking legendary. Good morning from Melbourne. Good morning, Graham Kinder. LUCE, official mascot of what the fuck is this? My god. What the fuck is this? I've not even heard of this. And yeah, it's fucking massive. Brilliant. What's this, man? The fucking Weed Patrol. Weed Patrol's out in force. Mascot of Vatican Church. LUCE is the Catholic Church's mascot. Fuck me. So it's literally a paedophile coin. Allegedly. That's fucking wild, isn't it? Look at that. Yeah, I've completely missed this one. That's wild. I love Solana shares, man. They are so hilarious. It's got listed on Bybit. Christ. So much going on. when you buy a piece of shit on chain that goes up to where you expect, how do you see it? Any swap with a bot? So it depends, right? I'm usually looking at like just Twitter. So my thesis is generally this, yeah. If I invest in a shitcoin, if I buy a shitcoin, if I buy something like this, right? And let's say I bought it back here, it's because I've got a theory on it. If I buy it like when it's downtrending and like accumulating, yeah, because I see the market in 4 phases, and there's really, you know, this is real simple stuff. There's accumulation, there's markup, there's distribution, and then the sell-off, and that's it, right? And the market works in these 4 phases, and that's it. And it repeats the cycle: accumulate, markup, distribute, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes it does them in slightly different orders, so it'll do, you know, this, and then it'll do that, and then accumulation, markup, distribute, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So your structure tells you the trend, but it's basically those 4 elements. So if I'm buying something in what is essentially an accumulation range, you know, yeah, okay, it might do that, but you know, probably does this first and then dies. How early am I? How many people are talking about it? Ideally, if I'm trying to do that, I'm doing it in a set and forget way. And by that I mean I want to just buy it, leave it, and then if I start seeing tweets about it on the timeline, that's when I go and look and start selling some and decide, you know, where in a kind of parabolic move up am I, and where and how much do I want to sell as a result of that. Usually I have roughly that plan when I buy into it, but things change quite quickly. So let's say, what did I buy? Let's find something that I bought into. What's this? So this. That's a good example, right? So I bought into this. I bought into it pretty early. I bought into it somewhere down here. If memory serves me right. And when I started seeing it all over the timeline, and I was like, I think I bought into it like down there. When I started seeing it like up here, I was like, this is really fucking uncomfortable. Everyone's going to tweet about this shit. And as soon as it started losing momentum off this blow off top, I was like, nah, fuck this, I'm out ease. And that's when it kind of came back onto my radar. And I was like, alright, every cunt and his dog is going into this now. I'm just going to take some profits and run. And it turns out it's best decision ever. And unlike Fred, it didn't then go bang, you know, here goes 400,000x, and you could have had a, you know, $12 million bag or something. Yeah, I'll just sell it. So I mean, I'll just ape out. I'll just smash sales. There's no limits. There's no nothing. It's just me managing it. But yeah, generally, like I'm not like intraday trading these, right? The only coin I could tell you the price of that without without looking, well, excuse me. Yeah, the only coin that I could probably tell you the price of, like most days, over the past couple of weeks, is BERT, and that's it. And that's just because I'm genuinely expecting to wake up with just a god candle, and I'm kind of like giddishly excited about it. It's really weird because I haven't been like that since 2017. I was kind of like it with Rune, I suppose, in the next cycle, but yeah, I'm pretty chilled with bags in general. So yeah, that's it. What does this weak Bitcoin all-time high break suggest? Does it suggest it's losing steam? I mean, yeah. Put simply, it does. You know, this is kind of like, you probably get a lot of traders positioning for the breakout in the next leg, and then we start punishing them, and then now we're going to start like pulling back and punishing them a little bit more, and everyone who's levered up to the tits is going to get punished. And that's why like spot and chill is generally the way, unless you are a very skilled you know, perp trader. Like, I'll give you an example. I started I started playing on leverage on BONK the other day. Where was it? Where was it? Was it here? Delete all that stuff. I'll probably get the time and day wrong. I think it was here. Is it there? I don't know, I could check, but I'm not going to. Maybe it was here. So I caught like basically like these moves, and I think I was kind of playing around on leverage, and in this one, and I gave back far too much just because of the sell-off was so quick rather. Maybe it was this. I think I nailed this. Yeah, midnight. Okay, yeah, it was probably this move. And I kind of caught most of this, and then like I was just kind of adding and like compounding on this, and then like ended up in a massive position up here, or like here somewhere, and just, you know, when it started pulling back, just gave back so much of my day's profit in just one fell swoop, and I was like, Jesus, I didn't even realize that my leverage was set so high. I just kind of kept aping and I was just a bit euphoric with how much money I was printing out of thin air. Check SPX 69000 Murad coin. Took it out of his bio, didn't he? Believe in something. Deletes from bio. It's not that one, is it? Or is it that one? I was gonna say, yeah, it's this one, isn't it? Yeah, believe in something. Deletes from bio. So yeah. I mean, for me, like these kind of coins, same kind of thought process, right? Like, currently, basically, yeah, lost value. Like, run up, distribution, show me some strength, reclaim, go. Like, this is like potentially deviation, but I just don't buy it until it's reclaimed. Thoughts on Haggis? Can it pull off a third of Moondang? Can we just like reflect for a moment on the question that you've just asked me? What are your thoughts on Haggis, and can it pull off a third of Moondang? Bruh. I have no idea, mate. I don't know what haggis is apart from like Scottish delicacy. He says loosely. The level of shitcoins that we're getting on stream is unbelievable compared to like 6 months ago. Do I think it'll pull off Moondang? Nah, not particularly. But I've been wrong about this several times before. Yeah. Just nothing. This is kind of like that high time frame accumulation kind of, you know, you look back and it's either going to go to zero or it's absolutely going to run. And I don't know enough about Haggis or Hippo Meta to kind of bet on that. Keep shit. I can't really be bothered doing any more shitcoins, mate. So many shitters. What tool do you use to keep track? We should start TPing, dumping. Like I said, mate, just Twitter, just looking. I will check some every now and again. I will like see people talking about certain things. So like, what is it, SBR or whatever. I see like people like Aduno and Eric tweet about it, and they just remind me of the charts. But you know, I could easily wake up and it'll be at $1 one day or $10, and then I'll be like, oh, I should probably fucking sell some of this. Do you have any tips on how to find these memes before they take off? It's all pure luck. So it's a combination of things, right? It is connections. It is pure luck in terms of like a lot of people. Well, there's so much attention dispersion, right? So there's so much that like sorry. There's so much like stuff going on. Yeah. There's hundreds of memes. I think Cos posted something earlier. There was like 40,000 pump fund tokens created yesterday. 40 fucking thousand. So how do you capture a piece of that mind share and that attention, right? A lot of it, and I will go back to the BERT chart, right? Purely because it illustrates something really, really, really good. How on earth do you fucking get into something that is moving? Well, how did I get into it? Right? I did have a position before because I just basically aped SZ's cool, just fucking blindly somewhere down here. But I sold that because I'm a prick. And when you see something just ripping the asshole out of the market like this, yeah, I kind of had no choice but to fucking ape. So the worst case is it pulls back into that range. I lose like a fuck ton of my position, but it's not going to be too bad, right? I can cope with that. I can cope with whatever I put in, even if it did that, yeah? But there's strength, there's volume, there's attention, there's something going on, so I want to be part of that. It comes back to my general trading stance, right? I want to make sure that I turn up to the right party, not arrive early at the wrong one. That's literally it. Sorry. Do you think we even think, Charlie? Yeah? PG's gonna rip. I hope it does for you, mate. Have a look at NPCs. Yeah, I've seen like Sivo and stuff shill NPC a lot. I mean, they've obviously been in it for a long time. It's ran pretty hard. Big fucking dump. Pretty brutal. But, I mean, in general, it's been up and to the right, hasn't it, ever since kind of inception. It's a good meme. I don't own any. Well, I've got none to dump on you, but that looks fucking brutal, doesn't it? But it is 400 mil market cap. Like what I said, shilling's a strategy. Yeah. I mean, this is the thing, is like, he tends to know, well, he has real good kind of instincts with these kind of low caps and like what might run. Like, he's been in there a long time, like this market, right? A long fucking time. He's got such good reach and such good, like, audience. When he starts tweeting about stuff and pushing it, like, it just fucking flies. I mean, look at Nero, right? Nero's the one that I kind of like, ooh, why did I fade that? Ended up going on Binance. You know, hit $1 billion market cap. You just literally, out of nowhere, bang, little consolidation, another little move, and then it just started absolutely ripping, right? Yeah, okay, it took a couple of months, but it got to the billion. What's my origin story? What do you mean? Well, like where I was born, or drop my national insurance number? Is it instincts? He stays in touch with some whales, he knows people from the industry. Yeah, I mean, it's probably that. It's probably the fact that when he speaks, people listen. And, like, you know, you think you have influence for a reason. Like, you know, someone doesn't amass, like, 500,000 followers for no reason, do you know what I mean? My origin story? It's pretty boring. In terms of like Twitter and crypto and all that kind of stuff. Like, I started in 2017 with a bunch of lads. We were all just gamers. We used to play CS together. We know each other like remotely for a long time. Met a few times in real life, like LAN events and stuff, like years and years ago. What else? We kind of, one or two of them got into it because they were genuinely like geeks, developers. And then they started talking about how they were making like £1,000 a day and this coin, that coin, and this was going to this. And we all got kind of fed up with them talking about shit. So we all just decided to like join and got into crypto that way. And then we all veered off into different directions. Some of us went into like proper shit coins, proper low cap. Some of us went into you know, various sort of guises of Bitcoin trading, yada yada. And it was a fun cycle because we all were in it together, and we all, you know, were quote unquote trying to make it and going after this coin, that coin. And it was very difficult back then as well. Like, there wasn't quite the seamless user experience that it all is now. But yeah, in 2017, I kind of cashed out about 10x what I put in, but I had another like 33x in the locker that I then round trip most of, to be honest. And it was only in Feb, March, I cashed every single penny I had out of crypto, which is not that much. And then I put it all back in slowly and steadily with a plan. And by doing that, I kind of reset the mental countdown of you know, how I handled the market and took it a bit more seriously and stuff. And yeah, went from there really. Learned to trade in 2018-19 with much slower markets. Struggled in 19-20 to kind of adapt a little bit to, you know, slightly more bullish conditions. And then in 2020-2021 with COVID and everything, and that cycle just was kind of ready. And I was probably risk averse too much. Still am, but you know, I like my P&L to kind of be like this, as opposed to some people that do this, and then do that, and then do this, and then do that, and then do this, right? Mine's far more smaller, managed bets. And it's not always up and to the right? Like, let me not exaggerate. You know, it might end up being like this, but it's gonna be smooth. It's not gonna be like, you know, like that type thing, because that's my risk appetite. And then yeah, I cashed out everything in May 10th or May the 16th, I think it was, 2021. It was a combination of things like personal euphoria, the fact that I was basically away for the week because of IRL stuff, and yeah, I just didn't want to risk everything, so I didn't take the 75% drawdown like everyone else. I didn't really gloat about it too much on the timeline because everyone was fucking suffering. And that was it. That was the last cycle. This cycle I haven't been as bullish in general as I probably could have been. You know, the easiest thing to do, obviously, with the benefit of hindsight, is just stick a weekly EMA on and go, I'm gonna be bullish. Like, are there confluent factors to this? I would have told you that actually, until you lose this weekly trend, there's kind of no reason to be to be bearish, or vice versa. Once you reclaim it, well, that's kind of where you be bullish, right? Flip bullish here, like flipping bullish here, versus flipping bullish here, like very, very different, right? You've had like 9% drawdown, sorry, 8% drawdown from the highs, 77 fine. Not to be pedantic, you know, you've had quite a lot. So yeah, I could have been a little bit more bullish down here, but you know, playing with a much bigger stack this cycle, even than this cycle, right? So yeah, this was a much bigger stack, and now this is a bigger stack again. So you need a lot less in terms of percentage returns to really kind of change the balance of, you know, what a year's worth of living expenses looks like, if that makes sense. Yeah, some of my best trades have been buys and holds, like Rune. Some of them have been big plays on Perps. I can't think of many back in 2020, 2021, but like actually I can think of a couple. I shorted Matic at the literal end of the cycle, and then I longed it. So Matic was the strongest coin heading into this dump here, here, yeah, May. So when we had this sell-off, so I shorted it somewhere up here, I closed the short somewhere down here, and then I longed it down here and up there, and that was like literally in those two trades, they were like the most I'd banked. It wasn't there, it was a little bit higher. It was like 50% I got out of it, so it must have been something like that. But then I got like a fuck ton out of this one, and maybe that was lower. I think it was just about 100, but whatever. Like literally, you know, my entire portfolio just like doubled, whilst everyone else was fucking getting wrecked in terms of, you know, huge bear market sell-off. And that finish to that cycle was just like the kind of cream on the or sort of the cherry on top of the cake. Have you ever had any kind of mentor? How do you get confident in trading? Is it only about experience and mental stability? So I've had different groups of people that I've shared ideas with and spoke to. So it could be anyone from like XO, SE. I speak to those guys quite a lot. Magus, you know, like sharing ideas with people, particularly people who do this, you know, frequently, and are kind of dialed into the markets and understand the pressures of this, because it's not an easy job, right? If you imagine, right? If you imagine this situation, and I will use the example that we've talked about a lot. You know, you're sat on, let's just for argument's sake say it's $1 million, right? You're $1 million in profit. You go away from the computer, you're up literally at like $1 million up here. You check your phone, and you're suddenly down to, from what was $1 million position to 190,000. Now, $190,000 is a lot of money, but in the space of a few hours, you've just lost $810,000 through no real fault of your own, through, you know, you've overexposed to a certain part of the market or whatever. But that kind of stress, pressure, like, there's not many people that understand it. So finding people that get that, finding people that you can talk through or share ideas with, or I'm going to short Bitcoin. You know, anyone who shorted Bitcoin in the last week is likely to have not made money out of it unless they've been just like literally scalping it, yeah? Let's go get off the replay tool. Because it's kind of just been up only. In this failed breakout, yeah, nice. I'm sure people are going to catch a nice short rotation off the back of it. You'll never forget XO short on Matic. BBC Charlie. It's running out of steam. It's not that. It's just that, you know, you look at it, everyone celebrates the highs, myself included, right? And then what you want to see is the fact that we've consolidated for so long, and by so long I mean like a couple of weeks or whatever. What have we actually consolidated for? I'm going to do it from back here. 8 days, alright, it feels like weeks, but it's only days. But the fact that we've consolidated for that long, you know, you would think that actually we would move up. And that would be a breakout. But so far, it's not. And I think this is the general pain of the market at this point, is because we've had such a strong trending environment, way back here, etc., that we're almost conditioned to think that it's just going to break. But we are actually in, you know, reasonable chop zone. In terms of there's no extreme, there's no real movement, momentum is waning. Doesn't mean I necessarily want to go balls deep short, but does mean that, you know, from a free objective standpoint, Bitcoin is losing momentum. Doesn't matter how you try and quantify it, right? It's losing it. So many people talking about BERT. I would feel like it should be trading higher if it was going to. It's all over CT and can't push up. I think that probably needs some kind of catalyst in terms of breaking out of this range. But I get what you mean. Like, I'm pushing the fuck out of it in terms of messaging, etc. Like, full-on community member over here now, boys. But equally, it depends on who you follow. And I think everyone's kind of pushing their memes at the moment. Like, it's quite an attention-starved market. Every day there's something new popping. Zero Bro turns up, you know, fucking 400 million for what? I don't really know. You know, like just flicking through some of the top coins, like POPCAT. Like, what's this? Like, you know, it's a few days old and it's 26 million market cap. Okay, seems reasonable. Eliza, again, not even 24 hours old. 76 million market cap. Okay, Cabal coin. Like, just wild. Charlie did a bit of Litecoin with his new face. I didn't actually. I quite like the whole Litecoin meme thing. I think it's good, but no, I did not bid it. So if we talk about like some other bags, like I want to get near, like here, just buy a spot bag, forget about it, leave it, hope it runs. You know, kind of a cycle play. There's stuff like STX, which if Bitcoin can actually run, then I think STX runs with it as well. So Stacks kind of smart contracts on BTC. ETC, which I've been in for a little while, which everyone's taking the piss out of when I talk through it on Paragon stream, but it's massively outperforming ETH, and yeah, it's going all right. Did we talk about FWOG? Yeah, I think we did. I think we talked about FWOG at the start of the stream. Not looking particularly great at this moment in time, but yeah, fairly confident. I want a bag of it, right? I kind of missed out on this run up. Now it's a nice leg down. I'll take my chance and buy some here. What else we got? Sui's nice little consolidation. I expect that pops out and breaks up. POPCAT we've already been through in terms of like I don't want to trade this. I just want to sit in spot. DSYNC, Stream Partners, Legends. For me, this is one of my bags that there's just no point in me selling this, right? I know it's not the utility meta, and I know it's not AI meta and all that kind of stuff, but I think that changes with NVIDIA earnings and all the NVIDIA calls and stuff coming up, and AI agent pivot and all that kind of stuff. Like, for me, this consolidation, this whole thing is just a range, and like retesting that, like, I just want to see this. I want to see it run up. I want to see it take some of the PAL mind share, because obviously I'm sure everyone saw the PAL chart and stuff, and their like failed vote, and the fact that it literally went minus 50% in a day or something, like absolutely wild. Like, I want to see that rotation, 75% a day, yeah, start to manifest. What do you think of XRP and It's just people playing catch-up trades. FWOG feels cooling off. Yeah, it is, and that's my point. It's like I'm early with this trade idea, but I'm not wrong. No, I'm joking. Like, it's definitely cooling off, right? Unobjectively, but you're starting to retest that like 50 in terms of like 12 hour, 4 hour, etc. So when it's like that, like, where do you? So let's just delete this. Yes, it might come down lower, right? But if you're in like an uptrend, like I'm kind of like buying lows and hoping that support here holds, right? So if I'm not buying support, what am I buying? It's had the sweep already. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's had the sweep. So I'm just hoping that it can now hold. Not as much strength as I would like, but there we go. Oh, sorry boys, just having a bit of a coughing fit. So yeah, I mean, I would like to see FWOG do much more, right? In terms of a bit of strength. And I'm probably quite early on this trade, but we will see. We will see. You know, a lot of stuff is starting to look pretty shit now. Bitcoin is selling off. You know, a lot of altcoins are genuinely having a bit of a bad rotation, but we will see. We will see. My wife's texting me as well now. Ugh. It's stream time, boys and girls. If FWOG breaks this level, what will be the next level? It's bullish. It's really difficult because, like, all of this, it's just kind of chopped. There's not really much in terms of, like, ranging, right? So normally you want to see this, you want to see ranges, you want to see levels being established. You want to see, you know, something like that, so that when we come down and test it, we've got something to kind of go, well, value was here. Let's see if the market agrees the value is still here. Because if it is still there, then great. It will react like this. If it's not there, then it won't. Oh. So, I've been going on for nearly 2 hours. And frankly, my voice is fucking exhausted. So I think that might be time for me to GG it. So what I am going to say is thank you all for being here. Thank you all for subscribing if you've not. Thank you all for liking the stream. I can see there's 98 likes. That's very kind. 131 people watching, so you know, roughly, what's that, 43 rude people, but we'll forgive them. What will be your top 3 tips for someone starting in crypto in November 2024? Holy shit, you're late. Holy shit. No, I'm joking. What will be my top 3 tips? Very good question. Very good question. Top 3 tips. Have a plan. Probably be the big one. I think too many people just come here and expect to be rich. You know, oh, I'm in crypto, right? I'm going to make $1 million with my 500. No, you're not. You know, are you gambling on low cap shitters? Why? Which one? How are you taking profit? How are you managing it? What's going on? Like, number 2, find a network, find people who are doing this, find people who you like, who you understand, who you kind of want to emulate and be like, and learn from them, right? Because you can learn stuff by yourself, obviously, but why do people go to school? Why do people go to lectures? Why do people go to YouTube to learn things? You know, and people learn off people predominantly, right? And having someone that you can bounce ideas off in a live environment is priceless, because it just accelerates your learning so quickly. You know, we've got people in the group that are asking questions every day. I'll tell you what, they are getting their $150 or whatever the hell the price is with all these offers on. So we've got offers on the Paragon group. If you are going to join, or you were thinking of joining the Paragon group at any point, now is probably the best time for you to join, for 2 reasons. 1, the market is super active and there's a lot to do and there's a lot going on. And 2, there's a lot of people in there that will help you, and you'll get connections, whether it's either with, you know, me, D.O.G.E, Magas, whoever you like in terms of trading style, or just the people in the group, right? There's a lot of skilled and experienced traders. Some of them who've been in the group for a little while, some of them who just like to share their knowledge and chat about setups and trade ideas and the market in general. You know, there's a lot of knowledge in there. So yeah, it is a soft shell, but you know, find people who are interested in it as much as you are. And then the third thing is probably just have fun, right? Like, a lot of people take it so seriously and put so much pressure on themselves to be. In fact, I was chatting to some guy in the group. I won't name names, but he basically came to me and sort of said, you know, I'm autistic, I've got this, you know, huge amount of pressure, my mum just had surgery, I'm down to like my last $1,000, I need to make crypto to make it, like I've fucked up the bull run, I've done this, I've done that, like the amount of pressure he's putting on himself is enormous. Absolutely enormous. Yes, of course you hear stories of people in crypto coming in with $1,000 and coming out with millions, right? Of course you do. But that's 1 in 1,000, 1 in, you know, hundreds of thousands, if not 1 in millions. Like, most people leave the casino empty-handed. And, you know, having that kind of thought process that you have to be a millionaire from it all, that you have to make millions of dollars out of, you know, relatively small starting capital is just, yeah, unreal. So yeah, I think that's my general top 3 tips. Have a plan, find people, have fun. I hope that's kind of what you were expecting. Number 3, follow tip 1 and 2. Charlie, first stream, checking stream, lovely stream, chatting meme coins and telling about your past experience with crypto, relaxing music, great stuff. Cheers, Lawrence. Yeah, I mean, normally I don't do as much meme coins, right? Like, genuinely, I don't normally go to the depths of meme coin and shitcoin coinery. It's the chat kind of asking for it, but yeah. On that note, I will love you all and leave you all. Thank you once again for all the subscriptions. I will be live again the same time next week. If you've got any questions, just hit me up on Twitter, obviously. Yeah, that's kind of it. I think for me, adios and good night. See you in the trenches. Bonsoir.